to drive me away from Toby's side, to fulfill Harry's love. The supporting females are all going all out, not minding being toyed with by me. Is there really such a good deal out there? I agreed right away without another word. Then Toby and Harry had a misunderstanding. I was getting hot and heavy with the arrogant young lady. Toby and Harry both got jealous. I was getting hot and heavy with the cool, elegant genius. Toby and Harry made up. I was getting hot and heavy with the gentle female CEO. Finally, Toby came looking for me, asking if I could call off the engagement. I said no. Toby got furious. He threw out a stack of explicit photos, proving I was getting wild with all sorts of beauties. You damn bastard, out there chasing tail, as many as packs of gum stacked sky high. Why the hell won't you agree to cancel the engagement with me? I watched him lose his mind with a look of surprise. Honestly, admitting, because from the start, the two of us were never engaged. You're engaged to my older brother. Toby heard that and completely broke down. He was shaking with rage, almost choking. You and I have no destiny at all, so why do you keep meddling in my business? Every time a guy gets close, you snap at them like a rabid dog. I argued back with righteous logic, clapping my hands, because I have to help my brother keep an eye on you. A self-unrespecting woman is like a rotten tomato. You have an engagement with my brother, so you need to preserve your chastity for him. Uphold a woman's virtue. What if I didn't keep your promiscuity in check? Toby was stunned, speechless. He glanced down at the stack of explicit photos, scattered on the table, then lifted his head to stare at my face. And you still have the nerve to lecture me? Toby exploded in anger. He pointed at the photos and yelled, "These chicks just barely start stripping, half resisting, half inviting, and you jump right in without hesitation, switching partners every night, no repeats day after day, even whipping out the little crop." He slammed the table and roared, "And I have to take criticism for being loose from a guy like you?" But I wasn't scared of him at all, facing his accusation head on. I shot back, "So what? A human life spans only about 30,000 days. They let me have fun for a few days, what's the big deal? Besides, why don't you consider this? With so many women in the world, I'm just playing with them. If that's not universal love, what is? In the end, I've only committed one sin. The same one every man under the sun commits. Just punish me by making me eat 2 packs of instant noodles. Just punish me, without adding the flavor packets, and we're good." Toby, I haven't encountered someone this shameless in ages. It's downright suffocating. But in an instant, Toby lifted his head again. He sneered, "So does your brother know about this?" I was hit right in my weak spot. Toby shrewdly latched onto that sore point. "As long as the engagement isn't cancelled for even a day, I'm your future sister-in-law for that day, your superior. I have to help your brother keep you in line too." He banged the table. "Where's your brother? Right now, I'll take these photos and go find him. See if he beats the crap out of you." Now it was my turn to panic. My face turned beet red. "You just showed up talking about canceling the engagement. You heartless jerk, what face do you have to meet my brother? Don't get cocky. You're just an outsider, how dare you try to control me?" Toby didn't flinch one bit. "I'm heartless. I'm an outsider." He raised his hand, fingers splayed wide. "So pay me back the money you borrowed last month. I'm the sister-in-law, we're family. Don't talk like we're strangers." I really didn't have the cash to pay him back. All I could do was hand over my brother's contact info. Toby finally left satisfied. Before going, he warned me those girls aren't quality goods. "If you dare sleep around again, I'll call your brother to come beat you to death." On the surface, I endured it humbly, seething inside but not daring to speak. As soon as he left, I turned around, and immediately pinned Nora, who'd just finished walking my cat, onto the sofa, yanking her skirt wide open. Without a second's hesitation, Nora didn't expect me to dive straight in today. She just walked the cat 5 kilometers. Didn't even get a sip of water before being pushed down. Clothes and skirts tossed haphazardly across the floor. Nothing left but peaking desire, sinking into delirious bliss. Nora has an arrogant, wild personality, but she possesses an incredibly beautiful face. Now caught up in the throes of passion, she panted, reaching out to clutch me tight, her lovely eyes rimmed with red at the corners, her breath carrying a heat that could make anyone weak, sweat droplets falling from her neck, sliding over her delicate collarbone. I leaned down to kiss that droplet. Nora completely shattered. It was exquisite. Nora is at that perfectly ripe age right now. Youthful passion like a spring wildfire on the plains. Impossible to gather. Impossible to fully burn. A strong gust blows through, and the wild grass stretches to the horizon. I never liked this type to begin with. Nora may have a face worth 200 million, but her personality is defiant and haughty. My house is right next to hers. I heard it with my own ears. Nora arguing with her mom every other day. Her mom got so mad, her blood pressure spiked straight to 180. She was too proud to back down. Because she's only 20, young and full of fire, even her silhouette refuses to yield. Devouring someone like this? Wouldn't it just hurt your teeth? But even someone as arrogant and untamable as her would submit beneath Harry's tears. Harry is the adopted son in Nora's family, Nora's brother in name. For him, she stopped riding big motorcycles. For him, she took out her rebellious lip piercing. For him, she curbed her wildness and recklessness, devoting herself entirely to watching over him. But Harry doesn't notice her. Harry's intentions and deep feelings are all reserved for the lead, Toby Pearl. The male leads are a match made in heaven, absolutely destined. Nora's deep affection is doomed to stay in the shadows. She's in pain but doesn't want to see the male lead suffer, so she came to me. Everyone knows Toby's family has an engagement with mine. Nora took the initiative to approach me, hoping I could proactively cancel the engagement. Let Toby go to Harry. For this, she was even willing to sacrifice herself. Everything went smoothly. Nora had clearly prepared thoroughly. She didn't just do her makeup carefully, she even brought a pot of fiery red roses. The proud, free-spirited young lady was utterly arrogant. Her intense confidence came crashing in. I observed her. She seduced me. So we clicked instantly, the two of us, each with our own agendas, headed straight to bed. I originally didn't like this flavor, but who knew the haughty Miss Nora would be so sensitive? She's sensitive to the point. She can't handle anything, just a little dose, and her whole body trembles. Wild actions, both of us lost in ecstasy. In the best moments, I just touched her lip. There's a small scar, the mark from her lip piercing. Nora wore that lip ring, making her mom so angry she ended up in the hospital. Now, just because Harry said he didn't like it, she removed it. The wild cat turned domestic. The thorny rose became soft as silk around your finger. It's miraculous. Such a waste of natural talent. All that talk of arrogance and wildness. Where did the untamable pride go? Anyone who likes soft bones is just average. Watching her pant, I smiled faintly and patted Nora's face. Looking down from above, not much fun to play with. She's always so proud. Treatment and words like that made her feel humiliated. So her gaze instantly turned cold and furious. But after staring at me for less than half a minute, Nora's sharp eyes softened again. Even that beautiful face flushed pink, red all the way to the tips of her ears. Who knows what nerve got crossed? Nora even forgot her original purpose. She cautiously lifted her head, wanting to kiss me, but I dodged. I don't like fresh flowers and sweets. I grabbed her head and pushed it down. If you want to please me, come every day to help walk my cat. I tilted my head back, relaxed and content. After walking, come back and be my kitten. What a pleasant deal. I promised not to interfere with Toby and Harry's twisted deep romance. Nora has to help walk my cat every day, then be my kitten. Youthful passion. At 20, we indulged day and night. We even broke a bed. But now, my good days are almost over. Toby finally discovered his engagement partner isn't me, but my older brother. He's sure to cancel the engagement with my brother. My brother will definitely agree. Everything will come to light. I won't get to enjoy such delights anymore. No one to walk my cat either. Oh heavens. I call you dear sky. Please grant me 10 more beautiful young ladies. Noticing my mind wasn't present, Nora stepped out of the bathroom, only loosely wrapped in a towel across her chest. Hair dripping wet, water droplets falling, sliding along her slender, graceful curves. She walked over and sat on my lap. What are you thinking about? She wanted to kiss me, her voice soft and seductive. What do we play tomorrow? I avoided her lips. Tomorrow, we're done playing. I stood up, getting dressed, calmly declaring. In just a few days, Toby Pearl will cancel the engagement with my family, then marry Harry. Deal complete. You don't need to come anymore. Nora was stunned. After so many days as a kitten, wishes fulfilled. I thought she'd be overjoyed, celebrating her newfound freedom. But she stammered, if I don't come, who will walk your cat? Shouldn't you be thrilled that the male lead finally gets his happy ending? Why did walking my cat make you catch feelings? I brushed it off, casually replying, tomorrow I'll send the cat to a friend's house. But then she suddenly blew up. I've known you forever. Your friends are all lazy bums. They'd rather root themselves to the bed. How could they help walk your cat? Nora grabbed my wrist with fierce strength, like she wanted to strangle me. She ground out each word through her teeth. You've got cats out there already. This arrogant young lady had truly lost her mind. She's gone crazy. To even say something like that, Peter. If you dare, I'll go tell my parents you've been toying with me all this time, and won't even give me a proper status. In that moment, I broke into a cold sweat. This isn't right. The situation's all wrong. This person, shouldn't you be ecstatic, celebrating, reclaiming your freedom? Why are you insisting on being my kitten? Won't leave, even if chased. Besides, play is play. Fun is fun. Why drag parents into it? Anger welled up inside me then. I got mad, directly confronting her. So what status do you want? Don't tell me you want to get engaged to me. As soon as the words left my mouth, Nora's anger suddenly froze. Her whole body went rigid, expression blank. But in an instant, her face and ears turned red. Her entire earlobes flushed crimson. Nora's chest heaved violently. Even her voice changed. Are you willing to get engaged to me? I was stunned, surprised. Don't tell me you're willing? Hearing the counter question, this proud miss bit her lip hard, trying her best to suppress the smile tugging at her mouth, putting on a restrained, haughty look. But she answered without hesitation. Of course, I'm willing. I'm done for. This girl's gone kitten crazy. Has she forgotten? She only threw herself at me for Harry's sake? Nora, snap out of it. You love Harry. Seeing me silent for so long, Nora asked suspiciously, why? You don't want to? That beautiful face darkened again. If you don't want to get engaged to me, then who do you want? Toby Pearl loves 5 people to death. He won't marry you. Or is it that White Lotus from last time? Thinking of her, Nora simply thundered with rage. She suddenly squeezed my wrist tighter. Big bro, you said it yourself that I make you feel amazing. You like me. Can she be better than me? At first, we agreed to have fun together. We're just good bed buddies. Now you won't break up, and won't let me keep other kittens. Heavens, why is it like this? Watching the gears of fate not turn at all, while the chains of life are about to fall off. In the urgency, I suddenly softened my tone. Of course I still like you. I smiled brightly, starting my stalling tactic. But you know, my parents passed early. The family only has my older brother. Engagement is a big deal. I definitely have to discuss it with him. I leaned in close to her, whispering sweet nothings. My brother's office is right next door, with floor-to-ceiling windows. At night, you can look down on the city's dazzling lights. Good little kitten. Have you ever tried it on the desk in front of the window? Nora, how could she have tried that? These past days, she's only managed to break one of my beds. I smiled with deep meaning, raised my hand to gently stroke that beautiful face. My voice low and husky. Want to come with me? Good kitten, my closet has dresses for you. Put one on, and I'll personally take it off later. Nora was no match for me at all. She awkwardly turned her head away, not letting me see her expression. But from the top of her head, a massive burst of pink bubbles suddenly appeared. The first duty of being a kitten is to obey. Okay. The kitten whispered. I'll change clothes. Then go with you. Watching her finally release my wrist. Stumbling into the dressing room, I kept smiling, naturally standing up. Then I bolted to the kitchen, swiftly climbing out the window to escape. Thank heavens. Good thing I bought a villa with a yard for the cat. I love office play. But bringing Nora to meet my brother? What a joke. The Nelson family is a key business partner of ours. My brother might force me into marriage on the spot. Then how could I play freely anymore? I'm not the male lead. Why hang myself from one tree? I ran like the wind in my house slippers. Didn't even grab my phone. Finally, I hailed a taxi to my family's company entrance. Used the security desk phone to call him, shamelessly. Can you send your secretary down to meet me? I took a taxi here and haven't paid. My brother is a business tycoon. He's the hope of the whole clan. Decisive and ruthless. Swift as thunder. Very reliable. Just too busy. He's so busy he treats words like gold. Toby's parents asked if he could engage with Toby. A business marriage is fine. Harry asked if he could give Toby to him. He's good. Toby asked if he could stop just saying one word no. Like a mute practicing silent meditation. He can. I asked if he could come down to meet me, help pay the taxi fare. He sneered. Wait at the door. After the meeting, I'll come out and beat you to death. I waited. Didn't you say words are like gold? Something seems off. I cautiously asked him. Aren't you super busy? If you're that busy, where's the time to beat me? He sneered again. Because you deserve it, I struggled internally. At least I should know what I did wrong. My brother smiled. Peter. My brother called my full name, his voice low, each word laced with towering rage and killing intent. Bailey Frost came to me asking about marriage, saying she has your child. How do I not know about this myself? She has my nephew in her belly, promoting me to uncle. I'm done, truly done, don't ask. Asking means it's real playtime. My brother, in the midst of his busyness, made time, personally paid my taxi fare, then personally escorted me to apologize. At first, I was still defiant. I rebelled, yelling that I wasn't wrong. My brother didn't say much, gave a faint smile, beat me right there on the spot. I immediately submitted in the office, apologizing. I bowed my head, staring at my slippers. Honestly, Sister Snow, I didn't mean to bully you. Please forgive me. I won't dare do it again. Bailey Frost stood at the door, silently watching me. She was still in her white lab coat, probably just left the lab to come here. In a rush. Didn't even have time to roll down her sleeves. Bailey Frost rarely faces challenges like this. She's a true genius. Dedicated to scientific research. Famous at a young age. A genuine aloof beauty. Always with that cool, noble demeanor. Eyes calm without a ripple. Voice cold and rational. Facing my apology, Bailey Frost stood there, expressionless. Those narrow, dark eyes, clearly distant and cold, only when looking at me. A storm surged beneath the calm. Apology done. Bailey Frost's face was icy, her tone bland, thin lips slightly curled, with a mocking edge. Then what? What can I do now? I only played with you for a while. You wouldn't kill me over it, right? As soon as those words touched my lips, out of the corner of my eye, I saw my brother's fist clench. Sister, I really know I was wrong. I immediately swallowed the truth, then begged in a low voice. I really like your type too much. A complete genius. Love at first sight. So I couldn't hold back at all. Please, for the sake of my deep feelings, forgive me. Bailey Frost didn't respond. She just pulled out her phone and held it in front of me. The phone showed the chat app home screen. Unlike my messy one, hers had only a few work groups. Empty, otherwise. And the pinned chat was me. Love at first sight. Unchanging deep affection. Bailey Frost sneered and opened the chat box. The last message in the box was a photo I sent. Bedroom background, man and woman in bed, me with sleepy eyes, Nora smiling sweetly, followed by a big red exclamation mark, indicating the friendship had been deleted. Bailey Frost held this photo to interrogate me. So why don't you love anymore? Her voice was slow, but there was a calm lethality to it, making my neck hairs stand up. She's your new toy. You couldn't wait to ditch me, just to tangle with her. This feeling of being caught cheating. What the hell is going on? Hold on. Without time to think, inspiration struck. I pointed at the chat page. See, this is proof. Lately, I really haven't bothered Sister Snow. Look, I deleted her ages ago. Because I've turned over a new leaf, becoming a better person. The truth proves. A person who doesn't think, doesn't exist in inspiration. Because after my brother saw the photo, his fist clenched tighter. He smiled and asked me, so that's it. Lately, you haven't contacted Bailey Frost, because you've been playing with Nora. I nodded vigorously. Yes, I said loudly, I'm clearly playing with Nora. My brother kept smiling. I was stunned. Wait, that's not right. I hurriedly backpedaled. How can you call it playing? Nora and I live close by. She's enthusiastic, coming to my house every day to be a spoiled cat. To walk the cat. My brother still smiled. Do you believe your own words? I believe. My brother didn't. He smiled and gave me a second beating. You're still young. Liking to play is normal. But there have to be limits, he said. The Nelson parents have looked after you since elementary school. I don't have the face to tell them that you made Nora your cat. No, I don't have the face either. Who has the face to say that? At that moment, I was crushed by morality, reduced straight to wilting. But the matter wasn't over, because the remaining creditor was lurking and watching right then, forcing me to give an explanation. Just at sunset, the evening light streamed through the office glass window, shining on Bailey Frost, making that cool, handsome face even more beautiful. An unparalleled beauty, elegant as a lotus. Exactly my type. I looked at her, couldn't help but feel stirred inside. but Bailey Frost sneered coldly, mercilessly shattering all my wandering thoughts. It collapsed. I immediately roared. Clearly, you came to me first. I didn't force you. I stood up and shouted, wronged like a pufferfish, wanting to spike and stab everyone to death. Nora's dumb and easy to fool. Count that as me bullying her. But you, Bailey Frost, you're smart as a monster. Could I fool you? Everyone was willing in the transaction, fair and square. Why are you coming to me now demanding an explanation? That's right. Bailey Frost came to me on her own too. She and the male lead Harry grew up in the same place. Childhood sweethearts. Nothing more, nothing less. Harry and Toby's twisted deep romance. Their days were already tough. Then suddenly, it exploded. Toby Pearl has an engagement with my family. A good male lead suddenly became the third wheel. His emotions collapsed. Even wanted to seek death. At the critical moment, Bailey Frost came to me overnight. She wanted to trade her patent for dissolving the engagement. As a result, I'm a second-gen rich kid. Only knows how to party, basically. Doesn't understand business. But Bailey Frost was well prepared. Your brother values you highly, she said calmly. If you don't agree to this marriage, he'll definitely back off. The aloof beauty's timing was perfect. That day was actually my birthday. Those lazy friends Nora mentioned were at KTV, booked a big karaoke room, even had the staff wheel in a 3-tier birthday cake, surrounding me to blow out the candles. Everyone happily gathered, shouting and hollering, downed over a dozen cases of champagne. The atmosphere was that electric. Of course, we got drunk. Drinking needs no reason. Drunk, no questions about where you go. My head wasn't a head, it was a spinning globe. Bailey Frost called me out to negotiate. I was drunk, eyes blurry, nearly tripped walking. This was a bar with red lights and green liquor, a place overflowing with desire. Bailey Frost stood before me, her clothes spotless, her voice very light, very deep, brows and eyes calm and wordless. That handsome profile, under the multicolored neon lights, cold and hard, yet stirring ripples in the heart. Does someone like her have desires too? I was plastered, leaning on the wall to not fall, but staring right at her. You look like someone. Bailey Frost was about to ask. I burst out laughing, like someone I like. The negotiation got flipped into teasing. Bailey Frost attacked by cheesy lines. Seeing the aloof beauty provoked, that cool, handsome face, showing irritation. How about I make a deal with you instead? I said slowly. His days aren't good. Even without the engagement, there are always people making trouble for him. I can solve those problems for him. You said it yourself. My brother values me highly, so no one can touch me. As compensation, I gazed at her face, a bit entranced. I said I want you to fall. Reputation good or bad outside. Before is before. Now, you're the perverted Bailey Frost. Before coming, she investigated, had mental preparation, but never imagined I wouldn't play by the rules at all. But what I said was true. Harry in the Pearl family isn't living a human life at all. Bailey Frost saw it all, naturally felt uneasy, so though the deal didn't meet expectations, in the end, she nodded. Bailey Frost never imagined the consequence of her agreement was going from aloof beauty straight to becoming my personal pet cat. But I still kept my promise. I promised Bailey Frost I'd bail him out. You stay with me for a bit. Then at a party, Harry was bullied by others, his suit torn, about to lose big face, helpless. He hid in the bathroom, crying in humiliation. I didn't waste words, followed in. Right there, took off my own suit for him, wrapped myself casually in a tablecloth, then held my head high and walked out. So Bailey Frost owed me for that, forced to get intimate with me in the car, clearly an aloof beauty, but humiliated, throat grab, crouching in the narrow back seat, entwined, her whole soul overtaken, but not daring to make a sound. Harry was brought home by Toby Pearl for the first time to meet the parents, as her boyfriend, but immediately framed by Toby's cousin, accused of theft, humiliated in every way. Of course, I was there. At the time, I sneered, set down my glass, rolled up my sleeves, and charged, fought the Pearl cousin in a brawl. That guy was vicious. One punch, blackened my eye, made me wear sunglasses for half a month. Of course, I repaid this to Bailey Frost. She was bound with silk scarves, hands behind her back, humiliated. Kneeling by the bed, I stepped on her shoulder, dripping candle wax from my hand. Each drop falling, made this genius tremble uncontrollably, even with reason eroded by desire. She remained cool and proud, not willingly kneeling to be my cat. So, at the slightest chance, Bailey Frost would flip and counterattack, fiercely. She had anger in her heart. Not sure if from the deal or pure hate. Anyway, quite aggressive. The abstinent one wimersed. The rational one losing control. The pure one fallen. I really couldn't take it. In the end, could only beg. But at that moment, Bailey Frost looked at me, eyes overflowing with emotion, like 1,000 words, unsaid, like loving to the extreme, even wanting to kill me to possess alone, or hating to the bone, wanting to entangle with me for life. But in the end, she said nothing. Bailey lowered her head, kissing me clumsily, but I blocked her lips with my palm, not letting that kiss land. Intimacy was supposed to be a tender fragrance, but I smiled and said, enough. I know you're not willing. This is just a transaction. No need to fake real feelings now. Snow, everyone says you're an untouchable flower, high beyond reach. I laughed, flipping her beneath me. Do they know? The reality is so base and wanton, but I like you this way. Our deal dragged on quite a while, until the male lead Harry gained approval from the female lead's family. No longer troubled by anyone, I was sensible about it. Since there was no reason to trade with Bailey anymore, I simply stopped seeking her out. But then this one acted like she'd lost her mind, messaging me every day. All good mornings, good nights, have you eaten? I didn't reply at all, yet she persisted. In the end, those messages were spotted by Nora, who just returned from walking the cat. Nora flew into a rage. To calm her down, I had no choice but to block Bailey. I thought that was the end of it. Everyone should go their separate ways. Who knew Bailey wouldn't say a word, and joined my family's corporation, reporting straight to my brother. This was truly escalating to the heavens. I was captured on the spot, and got beaten twice. Why the hell am I suffering this? Looking at the pristine, aloof beauty before me, my heart raced with a stampede of thoughts. I pointed at her nose and yelled, I've done everything I promised you. Why are you reporting me here? Putting on a victim's act. Bailey, you were clearly willing at first. Why are you? But she just softly interrupted me. I'm still willing now. Peter. Bailey called my name. She gazed at me intently. Those narrow, dark eyes, always cool and calm, now held a smoldering flame, intense and hot, burning away, almost scorching all her usual restraint and dignity. I have plenty more tech patents in hand, many R&D projects. I want to trade those with you again. Bailey said, leave them and come with me. Just earlier I'd climbed out a window, fleeing like mad. Now I was trapped in the office, wishing for death. My efforts like a pitiful kitten, scratching a lottery ticket only to reveal debt. But as I was about to lose it a second time, once more, my brother finished his meeting and pushed the door open. Seeing my revered big brother, my anger instantly turned to flattery and humility. I was wrong. I really was wrong. I truly know my mistake. I lowered my voice, words tumbling out, almost crying. Sister Bailey, don't scare me anymore. I won't dare again. How about this? I'll compensate you with money. I'll have my brother promote you. Clearly, with my reaction, Bailey was far from satisfied. She calmly said, I want you to move in with me, live together. My brother also calmly said, I can't trade my little brother. Bailey said, I have a new materials patent. That cuts your production costs by 45%, free for you to use. My brother adjusted his glasses. Deal. I'll deliver him to you today. I collapsed. Bro, where's your bottom line? Why don't you go yourself? My brother gave me a cold look. What would I do at her place? Unless it's me, who exploited her weakness, forcing a kind, genius scientist to be my lover. I collapsed again. My brother picked up his teacup, sipping water. Besides, I keep a few lovers myself. Schedule packed from Monday to Saturday. No time at all. Even if I have some skills, I'm not completely unskilled. I really didn't want to move in with Bailey. If I'd known this day would come, I definitely wouldn't have played her like that. Now thinking she'd use similar tricks, all to get revenge on me, I could only try my best to reenact. I said, everyone has to use the bathroom sometimes. As soon as I left the office, I bolted madly toward the emergency stairs. Calm and natural escape, for no other reason. Liking one person can't be hidden, but liking two requires concealment. There's a crazy girl named Nora at home. Can't go back there. Now my brother can't be relied on either. Anger welled up inside. Malice born from bitterness. Since I can't please everyone anyway, but I can make them all angry. That's worthy of myself. The rest, leave to karma. So, I hailed a taxi straight to the female lead's house. The female lead had just cancelled the engagement with my brother at noon, and registered marriage with the male lead in the afternoon. Rich folks finally united, preparing for their priceless wedding night. And then I arrived. I pounded on his villa door like crazy, pounding until nearby dogs started barking, pounding until the female lead couldn't possibly pretend not to hear. For this wedding night, the female lead gave Uncle Wang, Uncle Zhang, Uncle Lu, the night off, preparing to entwine lovingly with the male lead. He never expected midway I'd show up as this intruder, forced to open the door for me. The female lead seethed with resentment, forced smile. Young Master Peter, what's up? Best if you're here to give gifts or pay debts. I didn't waste words, held out my hand in front of him, lend me more. The lead flipped on the spot, butler, see the guest out. Seeing the other's attitude, pent-up frustration from the day, resentment exploded instantly. What's wrong with you? My fingers trembled, pointing at his nose. I wished you happiness. And you actually went and got happy. Like me, a good person doing good deeds never rewarded. Do a little bad, immediate violence. Now, I'm penniless. My brother just beat me. I hitched a bus ride here, and you chase me away. Toby Pearl, I cried in rage. I'll go complain to your mom. See if she beats you to death. The female lead's boomerang move. Similar tactic turned back on himself. The female lead's face darkened like a pot bottom. Gritting teeth, he wanted to strangle me on the spot, yet couldn't help wanting to argue with my brother. In the end, it was Harry who stepped out, pushing the female lead aside, leading me inside. Sit on the sofa. Little bro, don't be sad. The male lead hugged me, gently patting my back. Want something to eat? I'll make it for you. I sobbed, I'm not hungry, I'm exhausted. Tonight I want to sleep here. Harry smiled indulgently, sure, great, such deep brotherly bond. The newlywed female lead waiting for the wedding night, the female lead collapsed. Butler, chase her out for me. In the end, the female lead couldn't chase me away. He sullenly ordered a subordinate to chase the bus. Pay my hitched fare, then sullenly looked at me. Peter, your brother called. Said to let you sleep at my place tonight. The female lead's eyes nearly spat fire, and my mom too. He heard from your brother you were coming. Made a fuss, saying last time she saw you, you were thin. Had someone send soup for you to drink. Drink it and go sleep in a room alone. Hear that? This is my husband. The female lead lost it, he should be with me. I pretended to lean into Harry's chest, blinking. You try it, my brother's rich. I can support you. He's so hot-tempered. Don't live with him, look. The female lead was truly about to faint from anger. At that moment, the doorbell rang again. It was the soup delivery. The female lead, eyes black with rage, limbs trembling, still had to stagger to open the door. I immediately tiptoed up, familiar with the way, slipped into the kitchen, grabbed a ladle and small bowl, heading out, ready to eat plenty. But as I returned to the living room, I saw a familiar face. The arrival stood under the light, looking back at me, corners of his mouth slightly curved, with a faint smile. Those peach blossom eyes gentle and deep, like a spring breeze blowing for miles. He gave me a soft smile. Peter, you've gotten thin. I stared at him blankly. The bowl in my hand dropped to the floor, shattering into pieces everywhere. Oh no, this one truly loved once. The real ex-wife has arrived. My brother and I are 8 years apart, but share the same birthday. When I was 14, our parents drove back to celebrate our birthdays. Met a landslide on the way. Big brother led me to collect our parents' remains. But our parents left no bodies at all. All their belongings gathered. Didn't even fill a small box. After that, Big brother shouldered the family. Big brother wasn't always decisive. Ruthless person, he had no choice. Parents gone overnight, leaving 2 kids and a fortune in the hundreds of millions. All relatives and friends wanted to tear flesh and blood from us. Wolves surrounding, dangers everywhere. At the most critical, aunt and the second shareholder kidnapped me, threatening Big brother to give up all inheritance shares. Big brother agreed without a word. But then I went mad, lunging, biting their wrists, bloody. I screamed, brother, wait till I'm dead, bury me with parents. Then I suddenly dove headfirst into the river. Perhaps parents in heaven protected me. I didn't die on the spot, but after being fished out, my eyes were still ruined by the river water. Hospital uncles surrounded me, sighing. But when I opened my eyes, I couldn't make out their faces at all. Just saw a blurry red haze around. I dumbly asked, Dad, am I in hell? The uncle's hearts broke, sighs heavier. Finally, the doctor's diagnosis declared my world plunged into darkness. Severe vision damage. Became a blind child. We were both young then, and teenage malice is often pure cruelty. For example, Toby Pearl's cousin, for fun, tricked me out of the house, then maliciously abandoned me on a strange street corner. It was a sunny spring day. I gripped the unfamiliar cane tightly, each step wobbly and fearful, groping clumsily. Short distance, fell 5 times, and Elias just then suddenly appeared before me. Whose child are you? His voice like spring wind strumming strings, clear and warm. I'll take you home. I couldn't see his form, could only sketch his kindness from the voice. Logically, I shouldn't have followed him so hastily, but, perhaps this was fate. From then on, Elias steadfastly stayed by my side. He was completely different from Toby Pearl. Toby Pearl would care for me, stand up for me, hang his cousin up and beat him half to death. But actions always carried teenage impulsiveness and helplessness, while Elias was a true gentle beauty, still as water, his patience bottomless, voice always clear and pleasant, guiding me to adapt to life after blindness, meticulous to where the cane should rest on the ground, all gently reminded. In his companionship and encouragement, I gradually adapted to blind days. The dark world slowly regained warmth and shape, until the year I came of age. Big Brother invited the world's top eye surgeon, preparing surgery to cure my eyes. Very scared, failure rate not low. If something went wrong, I'd have no hope of seeing for life. Extreme fear devoured me. I locked myself in my room, didn't eat, didn't drink. In the end, Elias climbed through the window to find me. He held my hand. I carefully felt his face, letting my fingertips trace his features. This he'd done countless times. Peter, don't you want to see me? Elias asked softly, his breath brushing my forehead, dropping a kiss. He said, after your surgery, I'll promise you anything. That kiss was light, like a petal falling, like a star sinking into the sea, yet it made my whole body tremble. All the fear in my heart, replaced by a massive expectation. I wanted to see him, wanted to witness with my own eyes how this gentleness came from such a face. Wanted to be with him forever. Years of day and night companionship. Such a wonderful person. How could one not fall in first love? Entrust the heart. The surgery went smoothly. I successfully regained sight, eager to see Elias's form. His appearance indeed as I imagined. Brows and eyes handsome, elegant and noble, like flawless fine jade. But he didn't keep his promise. Elias didn't come see me right away. Stay by my side as before, inseparable. He stayed with Harry, this suddenly appeared adopted son of the Nelson family. His origins unclear, background unknown, but whenever he appeared, he drew all attention and gazes. People flocked to him. So many men hated him without reason. I didn't hate him, I just wanted to beg him to return Elias to me. Until that day, Big Brother made up for me. My belated coming of age, Elias came too. I had a belly full of questions for him. I wanted to know why he was so good to me before, but now avoided me, like fearing I'd cling to him. I wanted to ask why treat me this way? If you don't like me, why stay by me? Don't like me, yet kiss me. I wanted to say Elias, please don't treat me like this. But finally meeting, he mentioned nothing of us. Elias just held a champagne glass, avoiding my eyes, advising me to leave Toby Pearl, cancel the engagement soon. You two don't match. Forcing together is torture. His voice calm, but each word like a knife. Why bother? I looked at him, seeing myself so pathetic. I said, you know I love you. He avoided my eyes, sipped the champagne. Elias said, you're young, don't know what true feelings are like. Seeing him say that, my true feelings won't change. Perhaps in that emotional moment, perhaps unable to face his heart, Elias drained the champagne. Then he told me, our world is actually a book, and I'm an anomaly in the book. The day you fell into the river, you were supposed to die. Elias said the reason he stayed with me was to monitor me, prevent this sudden variable from ruining the main lead's story. That night, wind howled, blowing window shadows into mad dance. I looked at him, almost thinking him insane. I wanted to say even if he's ill, I'd go with him for treatment worldwide. Elias then elegantly raised his hand, lightly tapped the air. A glowing system interface appeared mid-air. This thing could shatter worldviews. and trample physics knowledge. But this thing clearly listed my character bio. In that moment, my blood ran cold. Those gentle companionships, the kiss that stirred my heart, all fake. What I thought was fated salvation was just a mission. Right, I play games too. Of course, I know no player truly loves an NPC. I just didn't expect my first date with him. The coming-of-age gift he gave me was such truth. If I don't interfere with them, would you be willing to marry and bed me? For them, you'd sacrifice anything. I trembled, asking him. With me, never a shred of true feeling. Elias silent a moment, then slowly showed the smile I knew so well. Handsome and gentle, he used the most moving voice to give the cruelest answer. Yes, I thought Elias was joking, because I was speaking in anger. But Elias really obediently went with me to the hotel room. After showering, let me possess him where Big Brother held my coming of age. The city's tallest building, hotel room glass window, could see fireworks across the city. That day I thought perhaps my wish was granted. Outside the window, citywide fireworks. Silver trees blooming, room lights brilliant. Moon in the sea is the moon in the sky. Person before me is the one in my heart. Elias raised his hand to turn off the light. I stubbornly refused. I wanted to see him. Elias paused, good-naturedly agreed. He held me, kissed me gently. Service 10 out of 10. Compliant and tender, letting me possess. As I entered the adult world, I hugged his neck tight, tilted my head to kiss him, but tears fell. Clearly regained sight, yet I felt better blind. Clearly got what I wanted, yet plunged into deeper despair. After that night, I didn't see Elias again. This time I avoided him, because I'm despicable. Clearly the engagement wasn't with me, but I still deceived him because I'm stupid. Clearly he deceived first. Truth exposed. But I still loved him. One who's truly loved, how can easily let go? I could only hide from him, avoid him, alienate. He acted like I knew nothing, living normally. I thought I'd stopped blaming him, didn't hate him, but he appeared. I couldn't say a word. Today escaped too many times. I've become a pro. In the moment, everyone cleared the porcelain shards. I still slipped out the door. Life slapped me. I said not as good as last time. Diving into life's trap, truly happy. Turns out it's hanging. I ran in panic, chaos and disorder, like dogs chasing behind. Originally thought tonight I'd definitely crash the female lead's alone time. Never expected I'd leave. He chased out, stuffing me a handful of wedding candies. And some taxi money. Go. Toby Pearl yelled. Don't hitch buses anymore. I hastily stuffed the candies in my pocket, bolted away. Didn't dare look back. This vast world. Midnight. Where else to go? Finally, I dragged my ashen face home with this bag of candies. No need to ask. Nora was indeed blocking me at home. The girl in a custom expensive long dress, outlining her alluring figure, wild and untamed, has a beautiful face, but extremely arrogant. Aggressive, but storm clouds gathering. She sat imposingly on the sofa, dark eyes locked on me, surging with rage from deception and undisguised accusation. Fair enough. Front foot I promised to take her to meet brother. Back foot showed her a man's mouth. Deceptive ghost. Normally I'd not mind coaxing her, playing with her, using charm to muddle through. But today, both experience and mental strength, exhausted, body and mind, weary, couldn't even force a perfunctory smile. Harry and Toby Pearl registered today. I blankly pulled out the pile of candies, stuffed them into her arms. These are their wedding favors, for you to catch some joy. You and I have no value left, no need to act anymore. I laughed once, eyes sweeping her tense jaw. Honestly, I prefer your original self. Arrogant, untamable, looking down on all. Miss Nelson as a cat, how interesting. Nora's temples pulsed faintly. She opened her mouth to retort, but then the door was pounded loudly. Nora could only swallow her anger to open it, fine without looking. Seeing the arrival, Miss Nelson truly lost it. Who the hell are you? Nora yelled. White Lotus, you dare come here. Sure enough, the arrival was Bailey. She probably came straight after work. The white lab coat, just in a finely tailored gray shirt, accentuating her tall figure, aura cool and transcendent, even cursed to her face. Bailey remained impassive, narrow eyes deep as cold pools, like worldly things, hard to ripple there. I didn't waste time, rushing up, snatching back half the candies from Nora's arms, stuffing to Bailey. You don't need to either. Now, the whole Pearl family treats the male lead like treasure. No need for you to trade with me to protect him anymore. I was exhausted to the limit, pushed Nora and Bailey out the door. Ladies, it's late. I won't keep you. Business failed, but goodwill remains. Everyone part amicably, but Bailey just lowered her eyes to the candies in hand. When she looked up, her gaze calmly fell back on my face. This aloof beauty's voice clear as jade beads on a plate. This is my deal with your brother now, she declared clearly word by word. So you belong to me. Nearby, Nora nearly went mad. She yanked me back hard, pulling me behind her, shielding me completely. Peter, don't believe it. You think genius Bailey is willing to be your cat? Nora's eyes red-rimmed. Last night you played me till 5 a.m. Can she serve you like me? Bailey's expression unchanged. Not even a brow twitch. I'm willing, she even calmly added, like stating objective fact. Being a cat is fine. Nora's rival, you have no bottom line. All talk of aloof flower, you got slept stupid by him. But luckily, Miss Nora has no self-respect either. Nora sneered, genius Bailey, do you even know how to be a cat? I'm a pro at it. What do you compare to me? Seeing these two vying to be the cat, simply about to fight, sparks flying. My scalp tingled, just wanted to escape again. Too bad, these two learned enough today. I moved a step, two gazes locked on me instantly. Nora ripped the lace trim off her skirt, eyes fierce like biting. Bailey silently adjusted position, precisely blocking my escape. What are you doing? A familiar male voice rang. It's my brother. Savior arrived. I perked up, one leap almost to brother's side, tears about to spill, complaining, brother, save me. I really don't want this many cats. Words unfinished. A gentle jade-like figure stepped out from behind brother. Elias stood there, brows and eyes still gentle, mouth with just the right smile. But I thought this is what I deserve. I hardened, changing style. Love or not, I don't care anymore. Played once is enough. Heaven and earth eternal sometimes end. Enjoy life in the moment. Facing Elias. My mouth harder than tempered steel. Congrats on main mission complete. Go wherever you want after. I pointed at Nora like facing an enemy. Bailey stubbornly lifting head. Acting with all strength. I'm living great. Even without you I'm fine. I not only sing every night. Next day I'll find 180 more innocent girls. Air froze. Nora and Bailey's expressions. Like one named 180. The other named innocent girls. Come on. Facing my crumbling and flawed toughness. Elias just chuckled softly. The laugh like a feather brushing the heart. With a gentleness understanding all. Peter, he looked at me. Gaze focused like world had only me. This time I'm back to stay forever. Heart skipped a beat disobediently. I forced calm, turning away. Whatever, none of my business. But next Elias stepped forward, ignoring the two freezing gazes beside him. Voice sincere beyond doubt. So I want to move in with you. Words out. Nora and Bailey exchanged looks. Instantly united. Absolutely not. Nora and Bailey almost in unison. The two instantly formed a temp alliance. Lightning fast. Stepping forward together. Like two door gods blocking me. Elias unhurried. Elegantly adjusted shirt collar. Calm poise like the main consort arriving. He smiled gently at me. The smile, full of official awareness and ballroom. Peter, forgot to tell you. Elias's voice warm, but with unquestionable strength. My original world is a patriarchal kingdom, plus inherent female virtues. Body follows husband as principal. 3 obediences, 4 virtues, wife's basis. Now wanting to be your main wife, naturally need magnanimity. His gaze lightly swept Nora like enemy. And Bailey, voice still warm, content shocking. Just these two familiar faces. Really a bit noisy, unknowing rules. How about I pick 2 obedient ones for you instead? You. Heavens, what are you giving us brothers? I gaped, brain straight frozen. Only brother forever the sole true God. After all seen much. Brother lowered head thinking. He said, you have more countrymen. Introduce one to me. Your whole video is great. Next time see you I'll definitely give you coins. No. Good you didn't give coins. Give coins I'd bother you for life. So I'll log out then. See you again maybe. You be happy okay. Jade you have to like. You have to give coins. Okay like okay. Give coins watch next video. Your iceberg after won't see me anymore no problem. You have to give others coins too Jade. Beer. Why you force me to live like this? Beer. This soldier bro. Possess me haha. That night, the Peter family villa officially turned into an emotional battlefield. Elias arrived with only one small white suitcase, filled entirely with perfectly tailored white dress shirts and slacks. He stood in the middle of the vast living room, smiling gently like a virtuous wife about to meet her in-laws, and softly asked, "Peter, do you want to shower first, or should I?" The question floated lightly like a breeze, yet it froze the entire room. Nora, who had been lounging cross-legged on the sofa, shot to her feet, her flared skirt exploding open like a blooming rose. "Who the hell let you in? This is where I frequently visit." Bailey, standing by the door with her arms still full of patent folders, added coldly, "I signed a 3-year cohabitation contract with the homeowner." "Who are you?" Elias didn't rush to answer. He simply tilted his head toward Peter, who was currently hiding behind his older brother like a chicken about to be slaughtered, and smiled. "You forgot the introduction. I'm Elias, the book transmigrator, senior administrator of this world, and also," he paused for a second, his voice turning even sweeter, "your future official wife." Peter nearly spat blood. When the hell did I agree to that? Big brother, standing beside him, pushed up his glasses with the calm of someone chairing a board meeting. "You already did. Mom called today saying the daughter-in-law has arrived at the door and that I must keep him here. She also said if you dare run away again, she's cutting off all your secondary cards." Peter. Nora and Bailey simultaneously turned to glare at Elias with murderous intent. Elias didn't flinch. He set down the suitcase, opened it leisurely, and took out 3 exquisite black leather collars. Each one had a small word engraved in Vietnamese. One read, "Main." One read, "Concubine 1." One read, "Concubine 2." He fastened the main around his own neck first, the motion as elegant as tying a tie. Then he held out the remaining 2 to Nora and Bailey, voice dripping with honey. "You two pick, who wants to be concubine 1, and who wants to be concubine 2. Dead silence for exactly 3 seconds. Then Nora lunged forward. "Say that again, I dare you." Bailey raised a cool hand. "I suggest we settle this scientifically. Whoever makes Peter's heart race faster in 30 seconds wins." Peter's eyes bulged. "Stop creating a ranking system for me without permission." Elias laughed until his eyes curved into crescent moons. "Fine, let your brother be the impartial judge." "Big brother, I just want to go to sleep." In the end, nobody in the house slept that night. For the first time in history, Nora and Bailey formed the anti-main wife invasion alliance. They took turns guarding every door, determined to keep Elias out of the master bedroom. Elias, meanwhile, sat calmly in the living room, brewed a pot of jasmine tea, sipped it while watching TV, and even started a live stream to his old system. "Dear colleagues from the Transmigration Bureau, today is my first official day as main wife. Any advice?" Old system, robotic voice. "Congratulations, host, on completing the main storyline. Permanent harem mode unlocked." Peter lay sprawled on the sofa, staring at the ceiling, thinking, "I'm truly done for." The next morning, when Peter woke up, he found himself wrapped in warm arms. Opening his eyes, Elias was spooning him from behind, chin resting on his shoulder, breathing steady. Meanwhile, Nora and Bailey, each clung to one of his legs, passed out on the fluffy rug, still wearing the concubine 1 and concubine 2 collars they'd fought over until their heads bled the night before. Peter, big brother, walked past with a coffee mug and casually dropped, "Don't forget breakfast. Mom says family reunion dinner tonight, official daughter-in-law introduction." Peter let out a tragic scream that echoed through the entire villa. "I want to go back to being single." That afternoon, the Peter family villa was decorated like a wedding. Fresh flowers everywhere, a 12-meter dining table, a 5-star chef booked for the day. Even a live violin quartet playing softly in the corner. Mom Peter, the person Peter feared most in the world, had just flown in from Switzerland. She stepped out of the car, white silk dress fluttering, aura of ultimate elegance, smile so kind it sent chills down everyone's spines. "My beloved son, you finally brought your partner home to meet the family." Peter trembled. "Mom, I can explain." Mom Peter didn't give him the chance. Her gaze swept the room. Elias stood perfectly straight, smiling gently, the MAIN collar still around his neck. Nora and Bailey stood on either side, faces slightly bruised from last night's collar war, but still trying to look dignified. Mom Peter nodded in satisfaction. "All 3 are such good kids. Mommy approves of every single one." "Peter." She turned to big brother. You're grown now, too time to date. I think your new assistant is quite promising. Big brother pushed up his glasses, face cold as cash. Mom, I'm busy. Mom, Peter smiled. Busy or not, you still have to fall in love. Right then, the doorbell rang. The butler led in a young woman. About 24 or 25, long silky black hair. White turtleneck sweater, pleated skirt past the knees. Eyes clear as autumn lake water, voice soft. I'm Dr. Evelyn, Peter's psychologist. He's been having nightmares lately, so the director asked me to stay and monitor him for a while. The whole room fell silent for 3 full seconds. Nora, another White Lotus. Bailey observed coldly. Purity level 100%, threat level S. Elias was the first to step forward with a smile, shaking Evelyn's hand, voice sweet as sugar. Welcome. The position of concubine 3 is still open. Evelyn blinked. Excuse me? Peter nearly dropped to his knees. Doctor. Evelyn, listen to me. I'm perfectly healthy, I don't need therapy. Mom, Peter had already arranged the seating. Elias sat to her right, official daughter-in-law seat. Nora and Bailey were forced to sit across from each other, one empty chair left between them. Evelyn was pulled to sit right next to Peter, and Mom even picked up a piece of rib for her. You're too thin, dear, eat more. The formal dinner officially began. Mom, Peter smiled kindly. Everyone, make yourselves at home. Nora picked up a slice of steak and dropped it into Peter's bowl. Eat, it's good for your blood. Bailey placed a piece of steamed fish in his bowl, no bones. Be careful. Evelyn gently added some blanched greens. Voice barely above a whisper. Vegetables are good for your stomach. Elias didn't pick up any food. He simply poured a glass of warm milk and pressed it into Peter's hand. Drink this. I won't let you lose sleep tonight. Peter held the glass with trembling fingers, feeling exactly like a brooding hen being tended by 4 magnificent wives. Mom, Peter watched the scene, eyes crinkling with delight. Young people these days are amazing. 1 husband, 4 wives, I feel decades younger. Peter, Mom, she waved him off. I've done my research. Elias is the official spouse, 18 generations of good breeding, he'll never let you suffer. As for the other 3, I like them all, keep every one. Nora and Bailey exchanged a look, realizing for the first time they shared a greater enemy, their future mother-in-law. Dinner over, Mom, Peter announced. Tonight everyone stays here. I've prepared 4 adjoining rooms, 5-meter beds, plenty of space for all 5 of you. Peter nearly passed out. 11 p.m. Master bedroom, the massive bed. Peter lay dead center, stiff as a corpse. Left side. Elias hugging his waist, warm breath brushing his neck. Right side. Nora clinging to his arm, one leg thrown over his thigh. Foot of the bed. Bailey cradling his feet, coolly declaring, this position improves circulation. Head of the bed. Evelyn tucking the blanket gently, murmuring, sleep now. I'll watch over your dreams. Peter stared at the ceiling, tears sliding silently. He remembered the days of freedom, new lover every night. Now he couldn't even switch if he wanted, he was monitored by 4 people at once. He cried without sound. God. Give me back my Playboy life. The door cracked open. Big brother peeked in, glanced once, and said flatly, remember protection. Mom wants grandkids next year, then slammed the door. Peter officially lost all hope. 3 days later, Mom, Peter bundled the entire household onto the private jet and flew straight to a private island in the Maldives she'd just bought as an early wedding gift. Island name. Island of Loving Confinement. Mom named it. No one dared change it. The moment the plane landed, Peter saw white sand, turquoise sea, a glass-walled villa, and a 3-meter electrified fence ringing the entire island, topped with a sign. Guard dogs 24/7, escape forbidden. Peter froze solid. Elias walked up behind Haim, arms sliding around his waist, whispering in his ear. See, Mom really loves you. Day 1 on the island was billed as free schedule. In reality, the other 4 were free. Peter was under 360-degree freedom of surveillance. Nora dragged Day AM snorkeling, forced him into a tight red swimsuit, and personally slathered sunscreen all over Day AM, muttering, skin this pale if you burn, I'll be heartbroken. Bailey hauled Hem onto the sailboat, made Hem lie on deck while she measured heart rate, blood pressure, hormone levels, then declared coldly, tonight you need double hydration. Evelyn gently led him along the coral beach at sunset, conducting therapy as they walked. Tell me, Are you more afraid of being loved or being abandoned? Elias was the scariest. He did nothing, just sat on a lounge chair reading, occasionally looking up with a smile. That smile made Peter instinctively shrink like a chicken before slaughter. On the third night, Peter attempted his 59th escape of his lifetime. He waited until 2 a.m., dressed in black, face smeared with ash, backpack on, crawling commando style across the sand looking for the weakest spot in the fence. After 15 minutes of struggle, he found a tiny gap and nearly wept with joy. Freedom, sweet freedom. He'd squeezed halfway through when every floodlight on the island blazed on. A gentle voice echoed from the island-wide speakers. Peter, playing naughty again? Elias stood 10 meters away in a white bathrobe, remote in hand, smiling like a benevolent fairy. Peter went rigid. Nora came flying out of nowhere, grabbed him by the collar, and dragged him back like a chicken. Run? Where exactly do you think you're running from my palm? Bailey held a new collar, this one electronic with GPS coolly fastened it around his neck, latest tech. Exceed 500 meters and it auto-stuns. Evelyn softly offered a glass of warm water. Drink. Calm down. Escaping burns a lot of calories. Peter had no tears left to cry. I just wanted 5 minutes of being single. Elias walked over, lifted his chin, and kissed him lightly. Not even 5 minutes. You belong to us forever. That night, the official punishment began. The island villa's master bedroom had been redecorated, white silk curtains fluttering, candlelight flickering, a circle of deep red roses in the center of the bed. Peter was placed right in the middle of the rose circle, wrists loosely bound with silk ribbons. Bailey called it forced security therapy. They entered one by one. Nora, in a fiery red negligee, straddled his lap, whispering, "Last time you said I was just a transaction. Tonight I'll show you what real feels like." Bailey, in Peter's white dress shirt, unbuttoned to the third, stated coldly, "I've calculated 3 rounds tonight or your happiness index won't hit optimal." Evelyn, in pale pink cotton pajamas, hugging him from behind, soft as a breeze, "Just relax. Let me guide you through the full experience of being completely loved." Finally, Elias, in his bathrobe, slowly untying the belt, smiling, "I saved myself for last because I'm the official wife." Peter's eyes flew wide open, voice hoarse. I surrender, please have mercy." Nora gave a wicked little laugh. Too late. For the next 5 hours, screams, sobs, and pleas for forgiveness echoed across the entire island. When the sun rose, Peter lay unconscious on the bed, hair a wild mess, hickeys scattered from neck to chest, lips swollen like sausages. Elias sat on the edge of the bed, gently spoon-feeding him congee, smiling softly. "Tomorrow we continue the honeymoon schedule, okay?" Still 4 days left. Peter woke up, eyes brimming with tears. "I swear. From now on I'll never run away again." All 4 voices answered in perfect unison, "Good boy." 10 months after the island honeymoon, Peter was sprawled on the sofa, feet propped on Nora's lap while she massaged his pressure points, holding a glass of fresh tomato juice Bailey had pressed. Mouth open for the spoonful of bird's nest porridge. Evelyn was feeding him, while Elias sat behind him gently kneading his shoulders. He had grown used to living surrounded by 4 people like a national treasure. He was even kind of enjoying it. Right then the butler rushed in, face pale. "Young master, all 4 ladies. They all have happy news." Peter, mid-sip of tomato juice, sprayed it straight across Nora's face. "What kind of news?" The family doctor held up 4 ultrasound reports, voice shaking. "Congratulations, young master. 5 bullseyes in 1 shot. Lady Nora, 8 weeks, twins. Lady Bailey, 7.5 weeks, a boy. Lady Evelyn, 8 weeks, a girl. Young Master Elias, Master Elias, also 8 weeks, a boy." The entire room went dead silent. Peter's eyes nearly popped out. "Elias is a man." Elias smiled gently, stroking his slightly rounded belly. "I forgot to mention my original world is patriarchal. But men can carry children too. I'm intersex, fully functional uterus." Peter fainted backward onto the sofa, eyes rolling white. Nora laughed so hard her belly shook. "Haha, I win. Twins." Bailey pushed up her glasses, cool as ever. "My son will be the smartest." Evelyn blushed, softly touching her tummy. "Our daughter will definitely look like Peter." Elias, ever the gentlest, "My son will be the official firstborn." Peter came to after 3 minutes, howling. "I'm only 30. How am I already a father of 5? Mom Peter came racing downstairs, eyes shining like headlights. Grandbabies. I knew that island honeymoon wouldn't be wasted. Quick, prepare the nursery, import the best formula, hire 10 nannies and 20 nursemaids. From that day on, Peter officially lost his last shred of freedom. The 4 bellies grew bigger, and the moods grew terrifying. Nora craved sour things. At 3 a.m., she'd drag ABM out of bed to buy whole barrels of pickled cucumbers. Bailey craved sweets. She forced him to bake sugar-free cakes by hand. If he messed up, she'd stare at him with icy daggers until he cried. Evelyn was the gentlest, but super sensitive. If he looked at anyone else for more than 5 seconds, she'd sit and sob, "You don't love me and the baby anymore." Elias was the scariest, still gorgeous while pregnant, and if Peter so much as glanced at a pretty maid, he'd sweetly ask, "Darling, tonight's sofa or floor?" Peter never dared choose. He just obediently lay in the middle of 4 pregnant bellies every night, 4 hands resting on his stomach so the babies could hear Daddy's voice. As delivery dates approached, the whole family moved to the city's top private hospital. Peter paced outside the delivery rooms like an ant on a hot pan. Doors kept opening. Nora first, 1 boy, 1 girl, both wailing. Bailey second, a snowy white little boy who looked exactly like her. Evelyn third, a chubby baby girl with huge round eyes. Finally, Elias was wheeled out, cradling a boy beautiful as an angel, smiling softly, "Our son looks the most like you." Peter stared at the 5 newborns lined up behind the glass, tears streaming down his face. He used to be the city's most notorious playboy, new lover every night. Now look, one night with 5 people, jackpot of 5 babies. All 5 babies opened their eyes and looked at him, as if saying, "Daddy, welcome to parenting hell." Peter dropped to his knees in the hospital hallway and wailed, "I was wrong. I really know I was wrong. Give me back my playboy life." The 4 new mothers lying in their beds smiled in perfect unison. "Too late, beloved husband." Mom Peter stood beside them cradling all 5 grandbabies, grinning ear to ear. "Congratulations, son, you're officially the nation's daddy." Peter collapsed to the floor, staring hopelessly at the ceiling. Playboy Peter, officially tamed by the entire universe. End of a debauched life, beginning of a lifetime in diaper duty.